Oh, good day, dear viewers. You're welcome today. You're welcome today. You're welcome to Daniel Daily. Um, in today's episode, we'll be talking about the girl's child. The girl child. I just have few minutes with our guest. Hi, dear viewers. You're welcome to Daniel Daily. And on today's episode, we'll be talking about the girl child. And we have two amazing guests joining us to share their insights on the subject matter. So please stay tuned. So just join in, do what to subscribe, share as well for others. Thank you. I think Miss Esther is already on. I just wait for a minute for the second guest to come up. Thank you. Okay. Um,
Um, I think I can hear you a bit though.
can you hear me?
Like, can you take the stuff closer to this part? So,
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Well, I think the network glitch. Please just be patient with us. Thank you. All right. I believe you can hear me now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So you're welcome to today's episode. I think starting right away, our second guest is not available right now. Wherever she joins, keep, we'll, she'll join up
Um,
wherever she.
please give me a second.
I think there's network glitch on the part of our guests. Please just be patient with us. We'll have everything sorted out soon. Yes, I can hear you. How about you? Can you hear me? All right. Okay, so right about now, I think we'll be starting since we can hear each other right now. Um, Once more, welcome to Ghana Daily. On today's episode, we'll be looking into the girl child. Uh, we are supposed to have two amazing guests, but one person is available right now. So starting with our first guest here is Anaka Esther. He's an enthusiast of the well-being of the girl child, and he will help. Oh, we lost her again. We lost her again. Okay, please let's be patient. Our guest will be joining in. I think there's network glitch from their end, so let's just be patient. They'll be joining in shortly. Okay.
Hello.
Joining in right now. Oh, you're welcome. Joining us right now is Owuzurike Chidera. She's a writer, and then can you hear me? Sorry, can you hear me? Okay, hold on. Okay, joining us right now is Owuzurike Chidera. She's a public speaker and a mental health advocate who believes in the advocacy, championing inclusivity and affordable mental health services. She's a graduate of English and Communication Arts from the prestigious University of Ignatius. She's also a postgraduate student of same institution. Also, you're welcome, Miss Chidera.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll be starting right away with you. Our second guest is not live yet, so we'll be
Okay.
starting with you right now. We'll be starting with you right now. Why the girl child? What is so important about the girl child? Can we start with that, please?
Okay. That question is really thoughtful. I would love to, take an allusion from Christian belief. You know, they said that women helpers,
Yeah.
we are support system. We we do more than just exist. We are a part of God's grand plan, and we are part of the universe. Why the girl child? When somebody says, okay, this person is a helper, I sense a sort of superiority. I sense a sort of larger response, right? So why the girl child? We're living in a society where women are seen as, in quotes, weaker vessels, where women are relegated to just
Okay, thank you. So, what can you tell us the defining moment in your journey that made you so passionate about advocating for girl child in Nigeria?
by Buchi Emecheta. I think I was just 10 years old when I read that book. And I had gone for something else and I saw the book and I just picked interest and I read it throughout the night. So when I was done reading that book, I asked myself a very simple question. Does it mean that the role of a woman is just to give birth and live a boring and painful life thereafter? It made me feel a little bit of concern for myself because I could put my, as a literary scholar, Daniel, I believe you understand, you would have read that book and you would have come across the character of Nwego and how her own
Yeah.
children abandoned her. And I told myself that I would not end up like that woman. You know, I read the book. It was fiction, but it really touched me. Growing up, I came across this very, I won't call her radical, but people think she's radical anyway. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and I started reading her books. I started seeing how she projected female writers. When I was 16, I read Americana. Americana was published within that period. We Nigerians got copies of Americana within that period. And I was just at the verge of writing my WAEC exams, and I just but somebody gifted me the book, and I was reading through it, and I discovered that a woman could have a voice, a woman could speak, a woman could leave toxic situations, no matter how hard it is. A woman can survive at all odds. So I told myself that Ifemelu is a character I could resonate with. Ifemelu was a writer, she owned a blog, she had not really had her life put together like all true, but she had a sense of identity and belonging, which I truly, truly wanted to, associate myself with. And that kind of made me want to be a writer. And I still have that dream that someday I'm going to be a writer. So those experiences helped me to, you know, it shaped my belief. And I when I got into the university, I had started understanding the concept of feminism, but I became more acquainted with that term when I got into university. And then I realized I didn't even know the meaning of feminism. When you say, oh, feminism, or you say, oh, feminism, they'll say, oh, you're talking about women fighting men, you're talking about women trying to overthrow men, or you're talking about bitter women, women who are unsuccessful in life. And I try to correct that impression by saying feminism is simply trying to create a balance, a socio-economic, political, cultural, financial balance between both sexes. It's not war, it's not like, oh, we are going to fight the men. It's just a case of balance and complementing each other to create a sustainable society. So those um literary experiences shaped my belief about why the girl child is important. Me as a girl child, or I rather as a girl child, has to step up my game and become somebody that would inspire other people in the process.
Okay, fine. You talked about how you could inspire other girl child and so on, but then
Yeah.
how about we talk about how parents can be educated about the importance of supporting their daughters' ambition, especially in rural areas. Are you there? Hello, are you there?
Hmm.
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, 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 I can. How about you? Can you hear me? Yes, I can.
Okay. I read this year by Florunsho Agbaje. Now, that book was set during the Second World War, and it was talking about a girl called parents.
Yes, yes.
Hello? Hello? Yes, so that book was an encapsulation of the issues of parents making choices for their female children because they feel their female I'm Igbo, so I will give you an example. Like in Igbo, as a girl, needed to come back. Father likes, let him be the president of Nigeria. You don't have a property. This was the patriarchal standards set by males in a so like now. I remember when I was going to
Wow.
own money, try to be rich, try to buy things for yourself because and you can imagine now it's not like I'm saying, oh, should give them properties because they are also children that have been because these people have not been properly educated or economic or make
Yeah.
serving. I was in a CDS called the Gender Vanguard CDS. It's the melting pot where people meet themselves, where there is a convergence of people. It's mostly in the markets, in the churches. Melting pot. You need a place where people are gathered. You need where people are always meeting. A place where different kinds of people come because it's by going and that the people create a melting pot, they sensitize them. The first thing I would always talk about
Sorry, I think we lost her. I think we lost her. Hold on. Okay. So I think there's network glitch. So we have Miss Anata Esther. She's there. She's supposed to be one of our guests and this live section. Um, she is an enthusiast of the well-being of the dear child and also the founder of Amis Foundation. She usually visits schools and speak to children, especially girl child, um, about can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, so she's here, and then she is here to also share her insights on the girl child. So, Miss Anata, you're welcome. Miss Anata, you're welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
So Miss Anata will be starting right away with you. Um, why the girl child? Why the girl child? What is so important about the girl child?
The girl child is very, very important in the society. I believe without the girl child, me and you, we won't be here. Our mothers were once girls, and without a mother, there is absolutely no society. Without a girl child, there is absolutely no society. So I believe the girl child is very, very important and and should be taken very, very important in the society.
Okay, thank you. So, could you tell us any defining moments in your journey that made you passionate about advocating for the girl child in society?
Growing up as a child, I grew up with both, and my parents were kind of distant a bit. I needed somebody to talk to. I needed somebody to listen to me. I needed somebody to tell some personal stuff going on with me. But there was absolutely nobody there to say stuff to. And that made me run into making series of mistakes as a girl. Yeah, I made mistakes as a girl, and I wouldn't have made those mistakes if I had somebody that was actually talking to me, if I had somebody educating me on how important I am, on how valued I am. I was not having those education, so I made so many mistakes growing up as a girl. So I saw it as something that is very, very necessary. And that was one of the reasons I came up with my foundation, going about speaking to girls and inspiring them. Because if they are not educated, they are definitely going to make some mistakes that sometimes can be corrected but cannot be forgotten. You make mistakes you can't forget, and at some point you start blaming yourselves for those mistakes. So I feel the girl child should be educated on our rights, on our values. That's it.
Okay, so talking about educating the girl child, um, how can parents, be educated about the importance of supporting their daughters or their daughters' ambition, especially in the rural areas?
Most of those parents don't have that education, and I feel that is why they don't get to educate their female children, because they don't have that education. And I feel the only way they can get those educations is if, for instance, foundations go to these rural areas, gather some parents and speak to them about educating their girl child, telling them of how important the girl child is, because they are not educated. Most of those parents actually did not go to school. So they need somebody to speak to them about it, the importance of the girl child, because some of them actually neglect the girl child. Some of them neglect the girl child, and they feel that they are just meant to be in the kitchen. They are just meant to grow up and get married. They are having that believer mentality just because they are not being educated. So I feel if we get people in the society that can actually go to these places and educate our parents about how important we are in the society, then I feel that out of 100%, 90% of parents will actually educate their female children on their values and rights.
Are you there? Okay, so what do you think family play, in either empowering or limiting girls in Nigeria?
Hello, sorry, Mr. Daniel.
Yes,
I can't
I
hear you
said
clearly.
what role can the family play in either empowering or limiting the girl child in Nigeria?
What role can the family play
Yes,
in?
what role can the family play? No, aside parents, family at large, what role can they play in either empowering or limiting the girl child?
Okay, the role of a family is very, very essential in educating the girl child. She can be educated in school. She can be educated in school. She can be educated by her peers around, and which might even influence her negatively or positively. But the role of the family is very, very essential. Now, this is it. Starting with the background of the family. Starting with the background of the family, it plays a very, very important role in the aspect of the girl child. For instance, if I am from a family that if I am from a family that we just grow up and we just have our kids outside marriage. Are you with me?
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm from a family that we just grow up and we have our kids outside marriage. If I'm from a family that most of the girls there are prostitutes. If I'm from a family that most of the females in my family are smokers. If I'm from a family that we don't like going to school, I might likely fall into that league. Are you with me?
Yes.
I might likely fall into that league. So my family background plays a very, very essential role in my life as a girl. As a girl. But then again, I don't think the family background is very, very important. But then again, as a girl that is growing up, if that is why educating these girls is very important. As a girl that is growing up, even if you're from a bad background, even if you have siblings that aren't following the right path, if you're being educated, you can deviate from being in that line. You can deviate from involving yourself in those stuffs. If you're being educated, that's only if you're being educated. So that's
Okay.
why educating them is very, very important.
All right. So you're of the opinion that the right education would help defining the purpose of the girl child.
Yes, 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 yes.
So then, at what age should sex education be taught at home or in school?
Sex education should be taught as soon as a girl is growing up. From 6, 7, 8 years, from primary 4, 5, sex education should be taught. Because if it's not being taught at the age of okay, let's say a child in basic 4 and 5, if not being taught about sex education, might already be having sexual activities behind the doors that you don't even know. And they will feel like they are just playing or they are having fun, but they don't know the impact of what they are actually doing because they are not being taught. They are not being taught. And when giving sex education to kids, sometimes parents are just, I do not know how to place it. You're telling a child, don't allow anybody to touch you. Don't allow a man to touch you. You're not telling the child why you shouldn't allow a man to touch you and what is going to happen when a man touches you. You get? You're not telling the
Yeah.
child the exact place a man should not touch. Do you get me? We are not
Yeah.
being straightforward with these things, and when we say these things in a very, very corny way, our kids might not really understand what we are actually saying. So at the age of sex education should be taught. They should know these things, because if they are not being taught, a child of 5 6 years will just go to school and the opposite gender will just come. Okay, how are you? I'm fine. And let's go to the bathroom now. I want to show you my something. I want to show you my something. Let's go to the bathroom. And then this girl that doesn't know anything, that has not been taught about sex education, will go with a very clear mind and a very clear conscience. She doesn't know what she's doing because she has not been taught. She's doing it out of ignorance. She will go and she will open her stuff to the guy, to the boy, and him too is going to open his own. And then again, she will not be like, my mommy and my daddy, they used to, before you know, things and things will start happening. Let me touch your breast. Do you get?
Yeah.
They will start doing these stuffs without them knowing that what they are actually doing is bad. So at a very, very tender age, sex education should be taught. We shouldn't wait until our kids are adolescents, or until they are 18, or until they are in senior secondary school before we start teaching them about sex education.
Yeah. Okay, so how do societal expectations, like, early marriages, how do they actually affect
Mr.
girls?
Daniel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I said, how do societal expectations like early marriage affect girls' education in different regions of Nigeria? How do they affect the girls'
Sorry,
education?
I didn't get you.
Okay, I said, how do societal expectations like early marriage affect girls' education?
Sorry. Sorry. I'm with you now. I can hear you.
Alright, I said, how do societal expectations like early marriage and others do affect the girl child?
Firstly, I am not in support of early marriage. I am not in support of it. Pushing a child at 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 the age that she's supposed to explore, the time she's supposed to explore, the time she's supposed to build her life, the time she's supposed to know the do's and don'ts in marriage. You don't get to teach her those things, and then you're actually,
I think we lost her. She's experiencing network glitch. She's joining back. Okay, you're welcome once more. You're welcome once more. Yes, we're talking about early marriage. You're welcome. Yeah, Miss Esther, you're welcome. You were talking about early marriages.
like I was saying, the girl is supposed to explore. That's it. most of most of the she's not even age, and you're pushing her. and you don't just run 80-90% of divorced couples are young couples. Yeah. So I am not in support of early marriages.
Okay, thank you. Before we go into the health, before we talk about the health and well-being of the girl child, I will quickly want to remind our viewers out there, please do well to click on the subscribe button and then as well share this live stream to other social platforms, social media platform. By doing so, you are assisting us. You're helping these important messages get across to larger audience. So please, let's just give you a few seconds to do that. And also note that the second guest is unfortunate she cannot join at this moment. So once we're done with Miss Esther, we'll be taking her as well. So please just stay tuned so we could hear the different perspectives. Thank you so much. So we're giving you seconds to share this live stream, share to Facebook, share to WhatsApp, other schools. So thank you. And please do not forget to click on the subscribe button, please. All right, Miss Anata Esther, you're welcome once more. Can we talk about health and well-being of the girl child? What are the common issues faced by young girls in Nigeria? Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me also? Okay, yeah. My question is, what are the common health issues faced by young girls in Nigeria?
They and coming down to our menstrual health. If when she's supposed to see her first period, the first day of her period and the last day of her period, if she's not, it might fall out of place. She's likely to get pregnant, which might bring about unwanted pregnancy. And sometimes it's very bad. It's very bad when we see girls out there and coming to us having protected sex, it's likely we are likely to infections, which is very bad.
Hello, Miss Esther, are you there? Hello, Miss Esther. Miss Esther, are you there? I think the network is bad on our end. I think the network is bad on our end. Once more.
Okay.
Okay, so we're talking about the common health issues or challenges faced by young adolescents, and you made mention of the menstrual period, safe period as
Hello, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you clearly. I said, let's talk about female genital mutilation. You think it's still in existence? Is this still practiced in Nigeria?
Can't I hear? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. All right, talking about okay, we're glad to have you back once more. So we're talking about common health issues, and I'm asking if female genital mutilation is still practiced. Is it still practiced in Nigeria? Oh, we lost her again. I think our network is bad. Please let's just be patient. Should be joining in shortly. Please let's be patient. We'll be, okay, I think the network glitch is bad on the side of first guest. You're welcome back, Miss Esther. You're welcome back.
Thank you. I can hear you.
Yes. We're talking about female genital mutilation. The question is it still being practiced in Nigeria?
Did you say female gender equality? I can't get what you're
No, no,
saying.
no. No, I said female genital mutilation.
Pick that airport for me.
Uh, okay, I think at this junction we'll be receiving our second guest. The network is bad on Miss Esther's end, so I think Miss Chidara is joining right now. Can you hear me, Miss Chidara? Miss Chidara, are you there? Okay, Miss Chidara, sorry, you're welcome once more. Yes, I can hear you clearly. Yeah, I said you're welcome once more. You said? Yes, 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 yes. So we are glad to have you once again. I think we're talking about um, how parents can educate their okay. The question was how can parents be educated about the importance of supporting their daughter's ambition. I think that was where we were before the network. Yes, what network we started. Yes, we still want to hear. Yeah.
It's
Okay. Uh,
there. We go out there and we talk about relating to gender, irrespective whether it's male or female, right? But since we're talking about the female child here, I would love to elucidate that the only way you can get this message across to females is by starting with the older females. Because if women can align, if women can come together, there is a force that comes with community, that comes with um harmony, warmth from the same gender. If you tell a man, okay, I'm not saying men should not be educated, but if you tell a man, if you teach a man sex education, it will be embarrassing for that man to go and talk about sex education for females, or to talk about, I'm not saying they would not accept it, that's an example though, but now talking about, women, empowering women, it is better when women are the ones championing this cause. I'm not saying males should not do that. So and what are the example of melting points? You have the marketplace, you have the churches, you have the mosques, you have meetings, traditional meetings, because these are rural areas, right? You have traditional meetings where women go, like Igbos, we have what they call August meeting. Instead of going there to talk about who wore the latest wrapper and who did not buy uniform, you can bring up issues like this. They are very, very
Yeah.
important. You can start talking about how they can train their female child to cope in a contemporary 21st century. You understand? Instead of dragging souvenir, dragging plastic plate and spoons, you can talk about issues like this. They are worthwhile because those women, when they learn, they are also homemakers. They are also part of the family. They can also teach their husbands. Now, in the case of men, you can also go to you go to where men are, probable to meet. You can go to church programs. You can go to traditional meetings or ethnic meetings. You teach them about the equality of sexes. You teach them why the female child is important. In short, I have heard so many men that has children say things like, "Oh, my female children are taking care of me more than my male children," and they say things like that, but it comes as a shock to them because they have not cushioned the idea that females are equal to males, or females can demonstrate intelligence like males, or females are valuable as human beings to like males. You understand? So the
Yeah.
ways they can be reached in the rural areas are, like I said, ethnic meetings and church meetings, markets, go to the market. Nowadays, people take sensitization to the market, and it's a beautiful ideology, it's a beautiful action plan that has been executed. You can go to the market because even in the market, you meet males there. Males do menial jobs, and most of the time, if women are able to take up this responsibility of understanding and accepting that they are equal to males, or they have good roles to play, or they are also important in the society, they can take it home to other. Like, for instance, let's say I have a neighbor that did not come to shop today. There's a sensitization program that came up. I can tell my neighbor, I can educate my neighbor happily because she's my fellow woman. Do you understand that this is what was taught and it is important? And you should also tell your husband. So it's not, the world is a global village, but in rural areas, globalization is limited. So word of mouth is very important. So when your most people are saying, "Oh, let's put it on social media," I say, what happens to people who are out of reach? Like um people who do not have um they don't have, what's the word? They don't have connectivity. They don't have the they don't have they don't have the position to use social media. What is their fate? Do you understand? So when people say things like, "Oh, let's go to marketplaces," you can also go to rural markets like Rumokoro market. You have people coming from, for instance, in Port Harcourt, you have women coming from different parts of River State to Rumokoro market. You can go there, do your sensitization, and everybody gets educated in the process. So that's that.
Okay, so moving on, at what age do you think sex education should be taught at home or in school?
Okay, yes, this is the issue of sex education. living in a